On today's retro spot, we'll be having a look at Inhumanoids Metlar. This is the leader of the Inhumanoids, and unfortunately, I just want to give you a good shot of the box here. Kind of holding my camera awkwardly just so I can get everything in shot here. And if I just put the tripod down here, I'll give you guys a good look. And there's my cat. I'll just move her out of the way. So Metlar is the leader of the Inhumanoids. He spent actually the majority of the show being imprisoned, or actually probably half the show he was imprisoned by Magnacore. And the idea is when the other two Inhumanoids learned of it, their plan was to break him loose, and he was going to take over the Earth again. If we have a look at the box actually, if you saw my review of Decompose, his box was just terrible. I mean, it was really in poor shape. My Metlar actually is in a really, really good condition box. The only thing it's missing is it doesn't have the window plastic on the front. But if we turn the box sideways here, we get a good creepy shot of Metlar here, and he's got it with super grip claws and glowing red fangs. Very nice. If I turn this guy around, they've clearly just used the same. I'm gonna move the tripod back just so you guys get a better shot here. They've clearly used the exact same back of the box, the same earth and exposed center. And then the only thing they've done is, which is actually funny, the only thing they've done is they've put in the different characters. And it's interesting that all the characters have white around them. So it's almost like they just stuck stickers on here. But it's a nice box. And then, of course, there is the file card for Metlar down below here. Not much really to say in the way of box that I haven't already said for Decompose. So maybe what I'll do is I'll stop this here and I'll open the guy up, and we'll get a closer look at Metlar. And here we have Metlar. A very, very large figure. I mean, I shouldn't say really large because all three of the Inhumanoids are really large, but there's a lot of substantial mass to this guy. If I just get a closer look at the figure, and move the camera in a bit here just to get a better shot. The figure isn't very deep. Like, it's nothing like Tendril where it jetted as far back as it did. Unfortunately, though, and my memory isn't as good as I thought it was, but I commented that Decompose was very hollow. This guy is just as hollow, possibly even more hollow than Decompose. And unfortunately, the way he's posed, he doesn't sit well on his legs. He does have articulation in the head, and there is articulation in the hands. But even as you can see, age has taken its toll on the figure, and he is very loose. He is very loose in the legs, and as well as the arms here. He has the light piping. I'll just bring it up a bit here. He does have the light piping at the top here, which at least they've actually made into a horn, whereas the other ones, especially Tendril, they just put a square at the top here. And the idea is the light piping makes his fangs glow. As I commented in my other review, or actually in the box review, yeah, I'm losing my train of thought today. Metlar was imprisoned by Magnacore, and they imprisoned him in this lava area of the world, of below the Earth's crust. And Metlar, his ability was that he could take his mouth was fiery, and he could pull out fireballs and throw them at his as victims. He could also bring inanimate objects to life, and he ended up having a group of statues. He had all these statues that he brought to life, and they were his minions. Seemed really, really strange, the fact that he could do this, but it was interesting enough, that's for sure. If we take Kirk Armstrong here, the idea that he could hold Earth core in his hands. Now, unfortunately, he doesn't hold them all that well, just because of how heavy the figures are and how loose Metlar has become with age. Another thing I'd like to point out too is, which is kind of funny on mine, is if I flip him down, I don't know if the camera's going to see that. Maybe if I move his head a bit, you can actually even see that they've sloppily glued the seams together on both sides. You can see a predominant stripe of glue on both, so that's kind of interesting. And there's a close-up of his ugly mug. Overall, he's a nice figure. He's just really, really loose, and he seems to have a lot of weight. I'll just move the camera a bit. Move this guy over. He does have a fair bit of weight on his upper torso, so you wouldn't be surprised to find that this guy topples over a lot. But there you have a retro spot on Metlar. That concludes the Inhumanoid monsters, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys have been informed and have found this to be useful. And please rate, please subscribe, and with that, I'll catch you guys later. Take it easy.